What's going on, everyone? This is the Popcorn Heroes review of Invisible Man.
Yeah.
There it is. He's gone. I am Armando. With me, as always, is Pedro.
Hello, hello.
What's up, dude? What's up? So we are reviewing Invisible Man. I know we're 2 weeks late, but we're on time right now.
Why are we on time, Armando?
Because due to the coronavirus. Invisible Man is going to be available on video on demand starting Friday, right?
Which is most likely when we're going to drop this anyways.
Yeah, so Friday today.
Yeah, hopefully.
Friday, which is the date of Friday, March 20.
320.
There you go, guys.
Check it out.
Now you can watch Invisible Man on demand for $20.
But before you check it out, listen to the first half of our episode, and
Let's see
we'll
if
tell
you
you
like
if it's even worth it.
This is worth it for $20.
And then right before we get to spoilers, pause it.
I mean, if you...
And then watch it.
Yes.
And then come back.
And then come back.
So you could hear the nitty gritty.
You have time, okay? All right?
You got time.
No one's going out.
Social distancing.
Social distancing, 6 feet apart.
Oh, is that what it is now officially?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some shit like that.
So...
Misinformation brought to you
Here
by
we go, man.
Popcorn Heroes.
Is it arm length 6 feet? No, right?
No, dude. 6 foot is a whole fucking person.
Yeah, right? It's a full person.
It's a whole person. That's not an arm. It's like 2 arms.
This
I
is
don't
what,
know.
6 inches?
No, man, it's more than 2 arms. What am I thinking about? It's a whole person.
It is a whole person. What
3
is this?
arms.
What is it, like 18 inches here? Or 20?
I don't know, dude.
Anyways.
Not
reviewing...
enough. The answer is not enough.
We are reviewing The Invisible Man.
Yes.
It's a great movie. I liked it. I give it 4 out of 5.
I give it a 4 out of 5 as well.
Yeah, Pedro, I agree, man. 4 out of 5. It's a great movie, man. I really enjoyed it. But Pedro, before we start talking about it, what is the premise?
Yes. So once upon a time, this was supposed to be part of the cinematic universe
The monster.
that started and ended with The Mummy by Tom Cruise.
God, that movie sucked.
Yeah. But no more.
No.
They said, fuck it. This is a reboot of a reboot of a reboot.
Yeah.
So what do you have to watch before this? Absolutely nothing. Just go into it with some fresh eyes.
Yep.
This is a very nice new take of Invisible Man.
Yeah, for sure.
So the general premise is this woman, she is being abused by her husband,
I think
boyfriend,
fiance, whatever you want to call it.
fiance, something like that.
She just lives with him.
She runs away, but then she's still paranoid that she's being watched by him, even though there's nothing there.
Or even though he's dead.
Or even though he's dead. Is it in her head? Is he really there?
Find out tomorrow.
Find out.
Today.
Or tonight when you watch it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it all, man. The acting was really good. It was by the director who did
Yeah, his name is Leigh Whannell, however you pronounce
Lee
it.
Whannell.
Yes. So he did Upgrade.
Upgrade, which is great. If you haven't seen that movie, definitely watch it.
Excellent. Yeah, Upgrade he did 2 years ago. Very good. Very under the radar, but good shit.
Yeah, it is. And it feels like his movie. Like watching this, like the camera movements.
Yeah. So he was, for those that don't know, he was the writer of the first 3 Saw movies. And he's the writer of all the Insidious movies, which a lot of people have really enjoyed.
Yeah. He's really good, man.
So he likes to dabble in the horror.
And this movie definitely has that sense of feeling of like horror and suspense.
Horror, suspense, definitely.
And the way he has his camera.
Yeah.
That like it's very wide, right? You were mentioning that,
And still
there's
no movements.
And there's a one scene in a movie where you're staring at nothing and you're just trying to figure out what's happening,
Right.
and it's fucking perfect. It's like a horror movie.
You're like, is something there?
Yeah.
No, nothing's there.
Because
But is it?
that's what horror movies do, you know.
But wait, the nothing is what's scary or something.
Exactly. The idea of like, could there be something there?
Yeah.
It's scary itself.
Yeah, I love the way it was filmed.
But it's not scary. It's just very suspenseful.
Yeah, sure. But the thing is, you and me, we got a stronger fortitude.
Yeah, we needed to watch this with Orlando to see what he felt.
No, Orlando would have had the shivers.
He would have had some poop in his pants.
Yeah, he would have been nuts. So, all right. Well, what do you give it?
I 4 out of 5. I recommend it. You should definitely go see it. Acting was great. Camera was great. The story was good. I liked it. The whole thing. I liked it.
I agree. 4 out of 5. Acting was on fucking point, especially with Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah,
she was awesome. Like you said, the way it was filmed, just to add more to the suspense, they definitely filmed it in a way that added to it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fast camera movements where it hides the action or hides anything. You know, they weren't scared to let the camera just sit and have your mind play the tricks on you.
Yeah. And essentially let your mind fill in the gaps.
Yeah, and it did a great job of you feeling the paranoia that she was feeling, which was excellent.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
It was good. I also enjoyed the side characters, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like none of them felt wasted to me.
I agree.
It all made sense within the story. So
yeah, they weren't just token
people,
token sister, token neighbor,
token friend,
just to have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Or, no, I mean, sure, it went through typical horror tropes.
Yeah, for sure.
But just when you think it's just a trope, the film found a way to add a new spin on certain things.
Yeah, to make it fresh. Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is gonna happen. Boom. It did, but then this happened, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I got you."
Yeah.
So it's not completely. It definitely keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, for sure.
The movie's constantly changing. I really enjoyed it.
Very good. All right, ladies and gents, we're gonna jump into the spoilers now.
So at this moment, if you haven't seen it, pause
and press play.
Watch it on demand. Yeah.
Pause this. Press play in your TV. Check out the movie. Come back to listen to us.
We'll be waiting.
We'll be waiting here. Look at the time right now on your Spotify, Apple Music.
That's right, because sometimes
whatever
it doesn't save. So
because it doesn't save, man. You gotta look at where you're at.
Pissed me off the other day with an audiobook. I was very mad.
It's just so fucking annoying, man.
I was very mad.
I'm just like,
you're supposed to stop.
You're supposed to let me save where I left off.
Thankfully, I remembered. But anyways,
there we go. So spoilers ahead. Spoilers. Come back, listen to us. If you already seen it, stick around. We're gonna talk more about it.
In 3, 2, 1.
Spoilers.
So what were you gonna say? What was it that you enjoyed so much about this? No,
well, I was gonna tell you something about one of the scenes that really bothered me at the beginning of the movie.
In the beginning, okay.
The very beginning, essentially, when she's running away, and her sister pulls in. You don't know it's her sister at that moment.
Oh, that's yeah.
But she's driving in, right?
I mean, you assumed it was someone that she knew because she was like, "Come on."
Yeah, someone she cared about, whatever. So this person pulls in, right? And she gets into the car, and the girl's going, drive. And she was like, why? What happened? What's going on?
I know.
Bitch, it's fucking 3:00 in the morning. I'm telling you to pick me up in the middle of nowhere. And you asking me why? Yeah. Like, no, just drive, man. I'm running away from something. And the guy comes, bangs on the window, and she's still there. And she's still looking like, I'm like, no, man, hit the pedal to the metal, man.
Yeah.
That bothered me so much, dude.
Yeah, that was one of the horror tropes that always bothered me. What?
And it's kind of like, you're an idiot. The person that get if you get into the car and you're in a rush, I'm not going to be like, what's going on? I'm going to be like, driving. I'm like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be there and wait until you tell me the answer. I'm like, no.
Especially
I'm book it.
Especially they come in running like that. Run, go. I'm just going to do it. Like you said, book it. And then
we talk about it.
And I'll be scared shitless because I'm going to be like, what am I running from?
Yeah. And then we're going to talk about it. I'm like, where are we running? Where are we running from? Where are we going?
No, I agree.
And that really annoyed me. Like you have somebody in stress and need But that's it. That's probably one of the only thing that bothered me from the movie.
It's really just a nitpick of the trope parts.
Yeah, it was just so stupid, dude. I just fucking annoyed the shit out of me. And so the part I was mentioning earlier in the spoiler free section that I really enjoyed was that scene where she's cooking and she walks away and the camera just stays there. And then you see it go on fire and all this bullshit.
You see the knife fall.
The knife disappear, and it's kind of like, this is beautiful. This is fucking perfect.
Yeah, because your eyes are wandering wait a minute.
What's off here? Can I catch it? Can I see him? Or can I see what's happening here? And I loved it. I loved the whole way that because it just stayed there.
Yeah.
And that's all you needed. And your mind filled in the gaps, And
I liked how, I can't remember if that was before or after, but there were certain scenes where it would be like that. She'll just look into a hallway and then the camera just stays on the hallway and you're just staring and it's there for a good minute.
Yeah.
So it's a good 60 seconds of you just staring and you're just
nothing.
but you're waiting for something, and you're
Yeah.
like, wait, is someone really there? Like, is there an outline or something there? Or something?
Yeah.
No.
You're trying to catch something different.
Or one of my favorite parts is where she drops the coffee, I think, all over the floor, and she just sits there.
Oh yeah.
For hours,
the footsteps.
just staring and talking to him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe whether he's there or not, you don't know.
Yeah. And
I love that part. I was just like, I feel the paranoia that she's feeling, because at that point you don't know if it's in her head yet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're not 100% sure. Obviously,
sure.
if you see trailers or spoilers, but
and that scene where she calls his number and it's upstairs, so she goes into the attic.
Oh, that was so good.
And then she feels or notices something that's there, and then she throws the paint can.
Oh, yeah.
And his face there. Oh my god, that show was amazing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck.
I was like, oh,
He was right there. Yeah, that was so smart.
I was like, that was insane, man. How crazy that part was.
I think the first time you get a real confirmation that it might not all be in her head is when she's breathing with the cold.
Oh yeah,
And that's when you see the breath.
but that was
That's probably the first time where you go, oh.
but that was before or after the kitchen scene.
I think it was before the kitchens. I don't remember. Well, either way, those two scenes are definitely the ones where you're like, yeah, something's up.
No, I think it was after the kitchen scene.
Yeah.
That was after, because that's when she wakes up in the middle of the night, and then she
The
walks.
door
around.
was closing by itself or opening by itself.
Yeah. It was so good.
Maybe.
So, like I was gonna mention to you, I really enjoyed how this movie was like based on science itself, because usually
Technology.
on technology, yeah. Because before it's usually like, oh, it's a science experiment gone wrong,
There's a
or
serum.
in a serum that fucks him up, or
Right, and turns
know.
him into a Dr. Jekyll Hyde. Like, it's not his fault he's crazy. It's the serum.
yeah, exactly. And this is like, no, he's actually crazy.
He's
and,
an abusive,
yeah,
controlling
piece of shit. Yeah,
fucking psycho that's very relevant, especially now, like post Me Too.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, now we know those guys. They're there. You know them. Just imagine if they had a suit, they could make you hide in the locker rooms.
dude, that'd be insane. Man.
Like, yeah.
And he has money and all this crap, you know.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
an intelligent person.
Super rich, powerful, and yeah, all that stuff. Just manipulating.
Yeah, and it's insane. Like, but I love the idea that it was the suit, and you could hear it when the camera was focusing, and that's how she knew that he was there.
Yeah, you hear it. It was almost like
Like,
bugs. Like,
Yeah, I was
like-
like, oh man.
yeah, sometimes you would hear it, and I think they played it into the song, if I'm not mistaken, into the score. So you're like, oh shit, is that really it, or is it just the music adding to it?
Yeah.
But yeah, they did an excellent, like, that's definitely one of the most suspenseful movies I've seen in a while,
Yeah.
and
Did-
they just did a great job of it.
What I didn't understand when she was locked up, I'm just like, so you're gonna lock yourself up with her? I'm like, that's kind of a waste of time.
Oh no, but I mean, he's obsessive over her, so he just wanted to see her slowly go nuts.
So just like,
It just gave him pleasure.
yeah, like you're essentially gonna stand in that corner and just look at her
Pretty much
all the time.
And I'm thinking, what if you got to pee?
Yeah, and take a shit or
Take
something.
a shit. Like, you're gonna go in there and slowly. I don't know.
Wait, she used to sleep and then pee.
Yeah.
Hold your shit in. Just like you're locked in there with her.
Unless he knows the schedule that when the orderlies come in, and that's when he just steps out. Who knows? But it was a little. Obviously, if you read into it a lot, you're gonna be like, "That's a little
Yeah, it's a little too much, buddy.
not practical." But
Yeah.
you got the idea. He was just there waiting.
He's just waiting, dude. I like that. And the scene when they were fighting in the rain was pretty good.
Yeah. So the thing with his brother. So obviously, he manipulated his brother to do.
To wear the suit also then, right?
Right. I know the movie at the end was trying to give you the doubt, not successfully, but it was trying to make you doubt whether it was him the entire time or whether it was the brother the entire time.
Because he did say something about a surprise, and that's what kind of gave it away at the end. Remember, that was his phrase or some shit like that. Surprise, or I think it was surprise.
Oh, what was it? Damn, I don't remember right now.
Yeah, I think whatever. It's let's go with surprise.
Yeah.
But I think he mentioned, like, he said that to her earlier or through the text or some shit like that. Like, it's a surprise, or surprise, I'm here, or some shit like that. Yeah. And then he mentioned when they're in the dinner, at the end when they're in the dinner, he says, "Oh, it's all a surprise," or some shit like that. And she's like, "Oh, okay, so you were doing it."
Yeah. So you were the one that
Started it, but didn't end it.
So I think the more basic shit was clearly the brother.
Like, what, the fighting in the outside of the prison?
No, I think that was really him.
That was the brother.
No,
Or that was him?
I think that was actually him. That was the abusive guy. But I think the brother was like I don't know. Maybe the other things of like following her and watching her. Maybe they took shifts. That's probably the other thing too, to make sure she's always being watched. But clearly, the murdering of the sister, that was clearly him.
Yeah, for sure.
Not the brother.
No. That was the crazy guy.
Which that was so that's the crazy scene. So I'm like, oh no, here it comes. The whole I'm gonna tell my sister, she's not gonna believe me or whatever. Same thing, and I'm like, this is already getting old because I've seen it in so many movies already. They never believe the protagonist. Yada yada yada. And then all of a sudden you just see that knife go up, and I'm like, oh shit! And then he fucking slashes it and puts it back into her hand.
That's the part I didn't understand because it was too quick.
Yeah.
Like, how did you do that? Like, did you grab her hand and put it in?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
That's what he did. He just slashed, grabbed her hand, and put it in there. And then she was just like so freaked out at what happened that her hand was still like clenched. So yeah, that was fucking nuts. That scene, I was like, oh! I actually yelled out. I mean, everyone did.
Yeah.
In the theater, everyone was like, whoa! I'm like, holy shit, that was awesome.
I was like, oh shit, yeah.
And so in the action scenes where he's taking out like the guards and shit in the hallway.
Oh man, that was perfect.
So the way it was filmed, it wasn't fast cuts. It was like a single take almost of like, but the motion of the camera matched the motion of the action.
But that's what he did with Upgrade.
Exactly where I was going to. And I like that because not only did I see it in Upgrade did it a lot, which is fantastic, but I've been noticing it a lot in the Fast and Furious movies. Like there's a scene where The Rock like fucking lifts up Jason Statham and like flips him, and then the camera flips with it. And then there was the Tony Jaa fighting a fake Paul Walker, because remember it's really his brother Paul Walker. And then and then the flip. So I like that movies are slowly kind of doing it. Yeah,
using the camera to enhance the fighting.
I should look up the cinematographer or whatever eventually. For all I know, maybe it's the same guy.
But the bad thing about these other movies is that they're so tight on the actors that you can't really see the fight that well. And the good thing about Upgrade is that Upgrade was very wide.
Yes.
So you saw everything.
Which this one did the same thing. Fantastic.
And he does those wide shots that plays it out really well. It's like when he was fighting those guards, that it was wide shot, but it was cool because you're seeing this invisible person hitting people, and it was just pretty awesome seeing that fight. And they're like, "What's going on?"
And they weren't scared to stay on the gore.
Yeah,
because that was the other thing.
Oh my god, it was so bloody, dude.
That's the other thing. Yeah, there were moments of goriness, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Like it was a fuck. Especially that scene where her sister got the throat slashed.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking like it was insane.
Yeah, they stayed on it. I was like, I see what's up.
It was really cool, man. So did you?
That's what it is. Surprise is the text.
Surprise. You see, I told you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
But so I'm trying to remember what the other part was. It was pretty much just a lot of suspense. They did such a great job of it. I didn't find the movie slow. No. I actually personally like when it comes to. I'm not gonna say horror, but when it comes to suspense movies, I love the slow build.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a thriller, right? It's supposed to be fucking with your head.
Like one of my favorite movies that was like 90% in your head was really The Invitation. So I feel like this also had that same type of anticipation, and then for the grand finale, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So
did you expect that she was gonna do that at the end? Did that catch you off guard?
It did. It actually did. So I thought that she went there to plant the suit so that when she calls the cops, they find the suit. Mm-hmm. I did not think she was going to go in and fucking kill him. I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. That one totally caught me off guard, but in a good way. Again,
yeah,
because it kept me like, oh shit, dude. And then she goes, surprise, and then fucking does it. Yeah. So I was like, fuck yeah.
So essentially now she's the invisible woman.
Right, because she kept the thing, because she left with the bag, so she kept the suit.
Yeah.
And she just killed him to make it look like a suicide or whatever. And that's when the friend was there like, what did you do? I don't know. It looked like he killed himself, didn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I guess it did. Yeah. So, I mean, I know that's kind of obvious, but clearly he was the one that did the killing, right? So this was the revenge. Because I know there's always that alternate theory where people are going to say, oh, maybe it was the brother. Maybe he was innocent or whatever.
I don't think so.
No,
that like the brother was saying that this guy's too smart. Mm-hmm. Like he knew that she was pregnant before she was even pregnant.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like he must have done something to her. Like maybe he raped her when she was asleep or something and knocked her up. Because
actually, so the way I took it, I that thought did cross my mind.
Or he took away the pills, right? He put placebos. Okay.
Yeah. At first, I thought that too. I'm like, oh shit, but then I realized, wait, not that much time has passed. So because I forgot how many weeks they said. They said
It's like a month or something like that.
They said it's been blah blah blah, this amount of time, and I'm like, okay, I guess it has been that amount of time. So yeah, I think it was just the times that they were, having sex that he replaced it with placebos.
Yeah, he found it. He put placebos.
Yeah.
To make her believe that she's still doing it. And
Yeah. But that thought did cross my mind. I went, oh shit, dude, he drugged her and did it. But no,
because I thought that
I don't think they did that.
I always thought that like he raped her when she was knocked out, like maybe when she was locked up
in the hospital or something.
Yeah,
like that, right?
because at that moment she was gone. She was sedated.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, he raped her here, and then that's when he did it.
Yeah, but I don't think the timelines sync up.
Nah, because then they mentioned like, oh, he knew you taking those pills. Mm-hmm. You think he was gonna find out? His brother was saying, and he's like, oh, he replaced it, and that's why you're knocked up right now.
And I forgot how he pretty much admitted that he was alive. I don't remember that reveal. I think he just said, hey, come back to me. Some bullshit.
No, because essentially, remember that they found him, quote unquote.
Oh, that's right. The brother had been holding him. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
The brother kidnapped him.
He did yep. And it's coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched it so long ago.
Yeah.
So, he had the brother do the fall for the fall. Yeah, that he was.
Because the brother, essentially, she killed the brother, and then he must have tied himself in his basement, and then the police raided the place and found him there. Mm-hmm. And then that's when he told her, "Hey, look, I want you back."
Brilliant, dude. Yeah, the movie did a great job of keeping you back and forth. To me, I didn't find it predictable. There are certain parts, sure, but overall, the main beats, especially that ending, I really didn't see that ending coming.
Yeah, that ending was pretty surprising.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
I just love horror movies like this, so I really hope they continue to make stuff like that. And this guy, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him because Upgrade knocked me out the park, and this one just continued to do so.
Yeah,
so
Upgrade was so good, man.
If he can write and direct more things, that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. Any last thoughts?
Thank God that they didn't continue the Dark Universe, because then we wouldn't have got this. We would have gotten Johnny Depp as it, and maybe they would have done the more mad scientist route, and
they definitely would have gone mad scientist.
And it just wouldn't have been as good because it probably would have been more action based. So I just like this whole.
And that was a problem with the Mummy. The Mummy was too action based.
Yeah,
and that's what fucked it up.
Yeah, the Tom Cruise Mummy. Yep.
Yeah. I think it should have just been about love.
So far, Blumhouse has been doing pretty good of getting the right movies under them. Yeah, like they just have that certain vibe that they're looking for overall. So
Blumhouse is pretty essentially changing the horror genre.
Changing horror, yeah,
which is pretty cool. Single-handedly, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed all their stuff is slightly more on the suspense side in your mind, more of a psychological, rather than just straight slasher. I mean, there still are a few slashers here and there. It is Blumhouse just getting everything, but
overall,
I love it. Great reimagining of the original story.
Yeah, go watch it. I would say
100%.
It's good. It's definitely worth it. Mm-hmm. But is it worth it? $20 on VOD?
Well, yeah, I think so. Especially if you're looking for a good horror movie while you're claustrophobic in your house, because due to coronavirus scares. And you're being paranoid and just add to the scare. Absolutely, man. You're really gonna feel it now that you're gonna be in the home.
And essentially, like you're paying $20 for everybody in your house.
Yeah,
because you can make it a night.
I think it's worth $20. I know you and me have A-list or whatever, but hypothetically, if we didn't have A-list, we would have paid what, $13? Yeah, $14 maybe.
And some markets already pay $20 for it.
And then add the popcorn and the drinks and all that.
Yeah,
we would have essentially paid $20 for it, but because we got A-list,
Yeah, it doesn't matter for us. Definitely. Well, hope you enjoyed this review of Invisible Man. Mm-hmm. You can follow us on our social media platforms. We post sometimes, but every once in a while, we think about it.
Yeah, we think about it. We don't really do it, but we think about it.
Let us know your thoughts on this movie. Let us know if you paid $20 for it and if it was worth it for you. Interesting. Till next time.
Bye-bye.